Jake Paul revealed concerning news about his health following his high-profile boxing match against Anthony Joshua. The bout, which took place on February 7th, surprised many due to Paul's ability to last several rounds with the former heavyweight champion. Despite earning an enormous payday and exceeding expectations in terms of durability, Paul did not leave the fight unscathed. After surviving 5 rounds, Paul was stopped in the 6th round by a powerful right hook from Joshua. Immediately following the fight, Paul stated that he believed his jaw had been broken. Medical examinations later confirmed that his jaw was fractured in 2 places. Paul shared X-ray images on social media explaining that he underwent successful surgery, had titanium plates placed on both sides of his jaw, and had several teeth removed. He also noted that he would be restricted to a liquid-only diet for a week while recovering. The fight drew significant reactions across the combat sports world. Conor McGregor acknowledged Paul's effort and congratulated him for stepping into the ring. Anderson Silva, who previously boxed Paul in 2022, also offered praise, stating that people need to respect Paul for continuing to compete and showing visible improvement with each fight. Silva emphasized that stepping into the ring alone demands respect, regardless of public opinion. However, the bout also sparked controversy. Even before the opening round had concluded, Joshua faced criticism online for not finishing Paul sooner. Many fans had expected a quick knockout, and Joshua's cautious approach led to speculation about whether he was hesitant or overly concerned about being caught by a counter shot. Some commentators questioned whether something unusual was at play, though others defended Joshua's strategy. Former UFC fighter Brendan Schaub acknowledged the questions surrounding the fight, but highlighted Paul's broader impact on boxing. He argued that no individual has generated as much mainstream interest in the sport over the past decade and a half as Paul, regardless of criticism surrounding his matchups. Similar sentiments were echoed by other media personalities who felt Joshua could have been more aggressive. Paul himself fueled discussion by responding to a social media post asking whether someone would allow their jaws to be broken for a massive payday. Paul answered affirmatively, while also questioning whether Joshua's cautious performance stemmed from nerves or fear of a career-altering loss. Looking ahead, Paul has made it clear that he intends to continue boxing. While he continues to call out elite names, Demetrius Johnson suggested a more traditional path, encouraging Paul to improve his conditioning, speed, technique, and rhythm by fighting experienced boxers rather than influencers. The question remains whether audiences would stay engaged if Paul takes that route, and how another loss might affect his momentum. Anderson Silva recently spoke about his future following his latest boxing appearance, where the legendary former UFC middleweight champion delivered a highlight reel knockout of Tyron Woodley. The victory marked another impressive moment in Silva's post-UFC combat sports journey and immediately sparked questions about what comes next for the 50-year-old icon. Speaking right after the fight, Silva made it clear that retirement is not on his mind. He stated that this was not his final bout and emphasized his desire to remain active. In a lighthearted but sincere comment, Silva also mentioned his plans to begin training at a police academy with the Beverly Hills Police Department, explaining that he wants to give something back to the United States. Despite exploring life beyond fighting, Silva stressed that he still feels motivated and capable of competing at a high level. When asked directly about a potential opponent for his next fight, Silva named a very familiar rival, Chris Weidman. Weidman is the man who famously ended Silva's long and historic reign as UFC middleweight champion. Silva openly acknowledged Weidman's recent injury, stating that he is willing to wait until Weidman fully recovers so they can meet in the boxing ring. Silva described the matchup as an opportunity to showcase how former UFC fighters can successfully transition into boxing and put on a high-level performance. Given that Weidman was originally scheduled to face Silva at the event before being sidelined by injury, the possibility of the fight being rebooked appears realistic. That likelihood increased further when Weidman quickly responded on social media, congratulating Silva on his win and accepting the challenge. Weidman confirmed his interest and made it clear that he is open to facing Silva once he is healthy. During the post-fight press conference, Silva was also asked how long he plans to continue fighting. Rather than setting a specific timeline or number of bouts, Silva explained that his decision is guided by gratitude and passion. He shared that each day he wakes up thankful for the opportunity to train, work, and compete. While he admitted that his family often questions his desire to keep fighting, Silva embraced that mindset, acknowledging that passion is what continues to drive him forward. With his latest win, Silva now holds a professional boxing record of 4 wins and 2 losses. He has also taken part in several boxing exhibitions, further expanding his experience in the sport. As discussions around a potential boxing match with Chris Weidman grow, fans are left to consider whether this long-awaited rivalry should be revisited in a completely different arena. Sparring footage has recently surfaced featuring Islam Makhachev and Usman Nurmagomedov, offering fans a rare look at 2 elite fighters sharing the cage in a training environment. While it is widely understood that the 2 teammates and close friends are unlikely to ever face each other in a professional bout, the footage provides insight into the high-level preparation that takes place behind closed doors at one of the most dominant camps in mixed martial arts. The video shows Makhachev and Nurmagomedov engaging in a controlled but intense sparring session, exchanging strikes and working through various scenarios. The session reportedly took place during Makhachev's training camp ahead of his championship victory at UFC 322. Although sparring is a common part of any fighter's preparation, footage involving 2 champions or top-tier contenders is rarely released, making this clip particularly noteworthy. Both fighters appear composed and technically sharp, applying pressure, maintaining balance, and showcasing disciplined striking. Rather than attempting to overpower one another, the focus seems to be on timing, distance management, and refining skills. This approach reflects the philosophy of their camp, where long-term development and mutual improvement are prioritized over ego or competition among teammates. As of now, Makhachev's next opponent has not been officially announced following his move up and crowning as the UFC welterweight champion. However, he has already expressed interest in facing former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, a matchup that would represent a major test and a high-profile challenge at 170 pounds. A potential clash between those two would likely draw significant attention due to their contrasting styles and championship pedigrees. Usman Nurmagomedov, on the other hand, continues to build his legacy outside the UFC. The undefeated lightweight has established himself as a dominant force in the Professional Fighters League, where he currently holds the lightweight title. His focus remains on defending that belt and continuing his rise as one of the top lightweights in the sport. While fans may never see Makhachev and Nurmagomedov compete against each other under the bright lights, this sparring footage serves as a reminder of the depth of talent within their camp. Training alongside fighters of this caliber not only sharpens their individual skills, but also helps maintain the high standard that has become synonymous with their team. New details have emerged regarding the ongoing situation involving UFC champion Ilya Topuria and Georgina Uzcategui, and the development suggests that the matter remains complex and unresolved. With confirmation that Topuria will not be defending his title in the near future, attention has increasingly shifted toward the personal issues that have contributed to his hiatus from competition. For some time, speculation circulated that Topuria's absence from the octagon was connected to marital difficulties. The champion later acknowledged that personal matters were the primary reason behind his break from fighting. More recently, reports indicated that following Topuria's filing for a civil separation, tensions between the two sides intensified. According to those reports, Uzcategui allegedly threatened to release damaging claims if certain financial conditions were not met. Topuria addressed these claims in a public statement, asserting that he had been subjected to serious and unacceptable pressure, including threats involving false allegations unless financial demands were satisfied. Spanish journalist Marta Corbal of El Mundo has continued to cover the situation, and further reporting has provided additional context. According to summaries of her findings, the couple has a prenuptial agreement in place. Uzcategui is currently living in the family home with their daughter, reportedly because she does not have another residence in Spain. Her broader family network is said to be based primarily in the United States and Venezuela. Topuria has stated that his daily life has been extensively documented over the past 2.5 years due to a documentary project following his career. He claims that these recordings support his position and demonstrate that he is innocent of any abuse-related accusations. Despite this, both sides have reportedly been unable to reach an agreement regarding financial terms connected to the separation. According to sources close to Topuria, he was asked for increasing financial concessions and refused to comply with what he viewed as undue pressure. At the same time, individuals from Uzcategui's environment have denied the characterization of the situation as extortion. They maintain that the dispute reflects a standard divorce process in which both parties are attempting to negotiate economic arrangements, as is common in many separations. From that perspective, the disagreement is described as a negotiation rather than blackmail. Based on the current information, there appears to be little indication that the situation will be resolved quickly. The ongoing legal and personal strain may continue to impact Topuria's professional career, potentially keeping him out of the octagon for an extended period. As the case develops, it remains a sensitive matter with significant implications both inside and outside the sport. Aljamain Sterling made his intentions clear as he publicly called out several top contenders in the UFC featherweight division, signaling that he is eager to stay active and secure a high-profile matchup. Speaking with confidence and urgency, the former bantamweight champion emphasized that he feels stronger than ever and is ready to test himself against elite competition at 145 pounds. Sterling directly named several notable fighters, making it clear that he is open to facing them on short notice if necessary. He stated that he is prepared to fight Lerone Murphy as early as February or March, and even welcomed the idea of doing so in Murphy's hometown. Sterling expressed his willingness to embrace a hostile environment, saying he is ready for whatever challenge comes his way. He also mentioned Yair Rodriguez, making it clear that he believes he can compete with and defeat top-tier talent in the division. Sterling reiterated his belief that he has already proven himself against high-level opponents and is confident in his ability to deliver exciting performances. His message was not limited to one opponent, as he stressed that he is open to fighting anyone the promotion puts in front of him. Throughout his comments, Sterling repeatedly emphasized his hunger and motivation. He made it clear that at this stage of his career, staying active and making meaningful progress is a priority. At 36 years old, Sterling acknowledged that time is not on his side and that he wants to maximize the remaining years of his prime. He urged the UFC to line up the right fights and encourage decision-makers to take him seriously as a contender in the featherweight division. Sterling also highlighted his willingness to compete on major cards and at high-profile venues, stating that he is ready to fight anywhere if the opportunity makes sense. Ultimately, his message was one of urgency, confidence, and determination. Sterling made it clear that he is not interested in waiting around and expects action. calling on the division to step up and deliver the fights that fans want to see.